How dare all of you? How are you gonna let me watch this, knowing that I'm not gonna get another movie till at least August? This being entirely your fault aside, I actually really enjoyed this series and I appreciate you all for being here. I know some of you guys were saying this movie was really confusing, but I feel like I followed it pretty well. I had a feeling that we were gonna go the obsession route with Homura when she started doing time travel stuff, like when they first mentioned it, but I had talked myself out of it by the end of the episodes. Honestly, I wish I hadn't, would have been a much cooler prediction, but it is what it is. Time travel and obsession just seems like a really common trope, and I'm sad that I talked myself out of it, but I'm actually glad because I got to get surprised anyway. So let's talk about how I felt about the movie and the series. First of all, villain! There's a scene near the end of the episodes where Cube is talking about how they would do much worse if the witches actually existed and they had that source of energy to feed off of. So instead of just like fighting the wraiths, they would do what they were doing previously and treat the humans much worse so they would be witches, right? So they take a magical girl and isolate her completely from everything else in existence, which is torture, by the way, so that she turns into a witch so they can capture whatever Madoka is at this point. And then they basically prey on her. So it seems like every time this little monster comes up with a new plan, it's worse than the last one. So yeah, villain. That little monster aside though, who's this little monster? Who's Bebe? I get that she was Charlotte the Sweet Witch. I remembered that immediately when the face popped out. I recognized that as the witch that killed Mommy, right? But she didn't show up like this before. She wasn't in the series other than to kill Mommy. What happened? Where did she come from and why is she here? She is a whole vibe though, coming back specifically for Cheese, and she's probably the one I relate most to out of all of the girls. But who are my favorite? I have to go with Homura and Kyoko. Homura because she gives that edgier, more emo vibe that will always be a part of my life since I was. And then Kyoko because give me a little ball of chaotic energy any day of the week. And her obsession with food, the way she eats it, and its relevance to her backstory is super endearing to me. So she's very close behind. The movie's fight scenes, especially between Homura and Mommy in the beginning, were incredible. I very much preferred the magical girl transformation at the beginning of the movie to the ones in the show. I just really, it felt a lot more unique to me, and I liked them a lot. So what did I think of the series as a whole? I really liked the whole thing. I can't wait for the movie to come out in August or whenever it ends up actually coming out, and I can't wait to be there with you guys to find out what exactly is going on in the next little chapter. One last thing. This much doomed Yuri in Pride Month feels homophobic, and I can't believe you guys let